Welcome back to the Daily Taoist with Will S. We are talking about the Tao Te Ching and how to get back into spirit and alignment with the way in accordance with your own nature. The Tao Te Ching was written around 2,500 years ago by a man named Lao-Tzu. It is one of the oldest texts in existence and certainly one of the wisest. Its wisdom is timeless and its message is as relevant and important now as it was back then, if not more so. It is vital that we learn to come back into balance with the natural world, to live in a more harmonious and selfless way, and the Tao Te Ching beautifully instructs us in bringing ourselves into alignment with the Tao. Today I will be talking about verse 38. Verse 38. The highest good is not to seek to do good, but to allow yourself to become it. The master does not try to be powerful, thus he is truly powerful. The ordinary man keeps reaching for power, thus he never has enough. The master does nothing, yet he leaves nothing undone. The ordinary man is always doing things, yet many more are left to be done. The kind person acts from the heart and accomplishes a multitude of things. The righteous person acts out of piety, yet leaves many things undone. The moral person will act out of duty, and when no one responds, will roll up his sleeves and use force. The highest virtue is to act without a sense of self. The highest kindness is to give without condition. The highest justice is to see without preference. When the Tao is forgotten, there is righteousness. When righteousness is forgotten, there is morality. When morality is forgotten, there is law and ritual. Law and ritual are the husk of true faith and the beginning of chaos. Therefore, the master follows his own nature and not the trappings of life. The master concerns himself with the depths and not the surface, and with the fruit and not the flower. He has no will of his own. He dwells in reality and lets all illusions go. This is a long and powerful verse containing the wonderful paradoxes of the Tao. The opening lines remind me of a quote from Eckhart Tolle. You do not become good by trying to be good, but by finding the goodness that is already within you and allowing that goodness to emerge. Similarly, we do not become powerful by trying to chase after power, but by realizing the power that is already within us. Those who spend all their energy continually seeking and acquiring rarely, if ever, have enough of what it is they are seeking. Perhaps it is not until we end the quest that we truly find what it is we've been looking for. Maybe when we finally relax and stop our compulsive doing, we come to realize that we don't actually do anything, and we never have. Life does all the doing, including us. We don't have to do a thing. Life does us, not the other way around. That is a very humbling realization. It's possible that you've been brought up to think righteousness, morality, law, and ritual as being positive things. They're imposed on us to try and make us good. The assumption being that our core were nothing more than rotten sinners who, given half the chance, would go on a rampage, destroying, raping, and thieving our way through life. So we're foisted with the notions of righteousness and morality, and just in case we aren't successfully indoctrinated to be suitably righteous and moral, laws and rituals are laid down just to make certain that we fully comply. I am not suggesting that a lawless society would be advisable at humans' current stage of development, because sadly the vast majority of the population live disconnected from their source and are therefore readily capable of harmful and destructive behavior. But if more people lived in alignment with the Tao, which is our essential nature, then laws would be unnecessary and morals and righteousness would be utterly useless and unneeded. Where there is love, I mean real love, not grasping ego-derived love, there is no need of morals or codes of conduct, for love always does the right thing. It is time to challenge the harmful fallacy that our true nature is somehow deficient, that we're all born sinners, as certain religions claim, and that we should be afraid of what we are truly and seek to circumvent it at all costs. It is not our true nature that causes us to act in destructive ways. It's actually our ignorance of our true nature which is responsible for that. The sage follows his true nature and is never led astray. There is no need of hollow rituals and limiting notions of how to be good or moral. The master shuns all constructs and sees reality as it is, free of the filter of mind, concepts, and beliefs. He dwells in reality and lets all the gross illusions shared by the masses vanish like the darkness in the presence of light. Perhaps in this way, he does nothing, yet nothing is left undone. Once again, Lao-Tzu taking us to school. Honestly, this was a good reminder for myself. I've been, going down a bit of a rabbit hole in terms of what's going on in Canada and what's going on in the world in regard to this COVID-19 situation. It's really, once again, pitted people against one another. I have lost friends. I have stopped talking to people because they're unfortunately are just so bogged down in a dogmatic way of thinking that it's very difficult to have a open and honest and candid conversation. Once again, not anti-vax. I am pro-freedom and pro-choice. This verse talks about what it would be like to live in a world where we aren't constantly being indoctrinated towards right, wrong, moral, and that sort of things. And if we lived in a world where we could actually have our basic needs met, let's say food, shelter, security, if those were common, human rights, if we were achieving level 2 or higher on the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the Maslow's pyramid, there would absolutely be no need for laws. There'd be absolutely no need for mandates. People would have everything they needed in abundance. They would have a place to live. They would have family. They would have a support network. They would have food and shelter and security. All of the basics for a more enlightened society. The way that I see it right now is that there are powers that be or that are trying to subjugate and trying to make people come into compliance with a certain way of thinking in order to further enslave the population and control people in their lives even more than they do now. Maybe it's not a popular opinion, but I really don't care. I declare myself a sovereign individual of sound body and mind, and I am making the declaration that I have the right to speak freely, and this podcast is just an extension of the Tao Te Ching. If you are getting value from these teachings, such as I have, please feel free to reach out to me on any of my platforms at the Daily Taoist, on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Maybe no longer a thing for me personally, but I'm also on Gab and MeWe at Will S. I got your back. So if you are feeling the crunch and you need a little bit of support and you'd like to talk about it, feel free to reach out. I am available for coaching. I'm available for consultations. I love each and every one of you here in the Mandelbrot universe in which we live. I hope you are having a great and prosperous day. Namaste from Will S.